And Les was introduced into this process later on, and he's been a great source of support for Julia. And people are interested in hearing what your experience was, Les.
Well, I was just thinking as I was going to be speaking, I was thinking of what Julia told me on our second date. She said to me, I hope you don't have political interest because I may not be the woman for you. And what am I supposed to think when I hear something like that? The journey with Julia has been eye-opening to me, having some experience, never having dealt with someone who was actually convicted of a crime, and thinking of many of the stories she talks about in the book. Ones that stand out for me most vividly was my first visit. I think I visited Bo 3 or 4 times before he passed, and in 2 or 3 different cities. And fortunately, Julia prepped me a lot, as she does in the book, about how to dress, what to expect, going through the process before I could even go, of applying to get an ID before I could go, or to get my picture taken and my handprints taken. So the experience of putting my hand on something and my picture shows up for the guard to look at me was something I had never experienced back then. Making sure my pockets were empty when I walked in, prepping me for I'll be going into a private room and being frisked by a guard. And I've heard Julia mention the one that was probably one of the bigger sensations was when the guard opens a door to go in to wait for her brother, the click, the clank, just seemed to be much louder than I thought. And then one other piece of knowledge that was very useful is you can't just get up and go to the bathroom. You have to plan ahead. You have to wait for the guards, and I think there was a question about, do the guards make you feel like you're a prisoner? For me, my experiences were, many of the guards seemed like pretty human. And I'm not going to say they were real supportive, but they weren't rude to me. And in one particular incident, the guard was even understanding of how inconsistent the prison system is, or how other guards are. Julia prepped me for inconsistency. One thing you didn't mention to me, Julia, was this roll call. All of a sudden we're talking and there's an announcement and all the prisoners get up and they got to go take roll. Like, it seems so bizarre. Here they are in a locked room with guards at all the doors, and now they want to count them to make sure they're there.
It's called the count. Yeah, the count.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it made no sense to me at all. It was, and I just recalled that one. But I do recall the transformation with Julia from the time she would buy a ticket to go to getting on the plane on the return flight home. that window of time, whether it was 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, played a real toll on Julia.
Thank you, Les. Thank you for sharing that. This truly is a hidden sentence. It touches everybody in very profound ways, and it's a resonating undertone throughout the book on how it basically hijacks people's lives.